Hey people, let's see if my microphone's working. Think so. Nice. So, how is everyone doing tonight? Let me lower the music slightly. There. Monolithic LEDs and Coke Zero. Well, we might change it up today. Who knows? So Kvik is here with Ultra. Should we Ultra something right out of the gate? Let's do it. Let's find a nice Ultra font. So the thing about Ultra is that it has to have a new font every week. And we kind of need to kill some time because it's still light outside. And LEDs don't look great when it's light outside. Yes, this is very fitting. We need Gothic. Gothic Ultra. That's not very Gothic, is it? So, for everyone who's already here in the pre-show, how many exclamation marks should Ultra have? 1, 2, or 3? Doing fine, but watching in 360p since I'm away from home and internet is bad. 3. Oh, before or after Ultra? That's a good question there, Dutch Towers. I was thinking after or both. Yes, let's do both. Because this is going on a drink that has never been drank before on the show. So there's still tape in there? It sounds like there's still tape in there. Good. There. Because now it's double, triple exclamation mark Ultra. And what I'm drinking is this. It's not my mouse, no. I thought I'd drink some, you know, Fanta Orange. No sugar. This sucks, because I kind of like sugar. But it's still better to drink it without. So, yeah. So let's put it on really crooked, like that. So that it can hopefully fit on the can. Oh no, it's too crooked. I paused it. No, okay, oh, it still comes off. Okay. Wait. So less crooked. There. It's gonna overlap. Oh no! This is the worst wrap we've ever had. That was the wrong font. Oh no, my garbage thing is gone. Okay, well, this is now somewhat Ultra with lots of exclamation marks. Anyway. So yeah, we need to kill some time for the sun to die down. Because I can turn my LED suns off, but Not going to help that much. Good evening, infidels. So yeah, I'll give you a sneak peek. I was actually thinking of doing a Quinboxed dedicated to LEDs, but now we're doing a live stream. And, oh man, it's actually this box, which is completely full with, I think, packages with LEDs in there. There could be some other packages that I'm like, oh, well, this felt like it was an LED strip, but it isn't. You demand sharks with pink lasers, oh, and magic smoke. Well, we'll probably have neither today, so I will ask you to move to another channel if you can't live with that. Maybe they will have it. Oh. Yeah, sticker doesn't taste great. I was doing some stuff before, and it seems my shirt's a bit dirty. Sorry about that. So, what is everyone drinking? Hey? Mark Ryan has just gotten a Dig Uno, which will be hooked up to a custom CNC'd house numbers with LED backlighting. Nice. Yeah, I still love that project. Remember I was telling you guys I'm going to get gigabit internet? Well, today the technician arrived and he hooked it up. Not something I couldn't do myself, but they insisted their technician do it. Sure, that's fine. And he rang the doorbell, and when you push the doorbell button, the numbers with the LEDs in there we built together on the stream, they change color through Home Assistant and blah blah blah. And he was like, "Wow, that's really cool." It's like, "Hey, I got your LEDs, man, no problem." So yeah, we still love that project. How are you feeling about the chair after a few months? That's a good question. It's okay. It's not the best chair I've ever had, and if I'd had to buy a new chair, I wouldn't replace this one because it's not that bad, but I'd probably buy a different one because it's kind of it's very sturdily built, but it's also a hard surface or hard seat or sitting. How do you say that? It's not very cushiony, and I think I'd like a bit more cushiony. And I do like the tilt function. I use that a lot because I don't like it when it's locked. I like the headrest. That's okay. Sometimes falls down, but otherwise it's okay. But yeah, I don't know. I'd probably pick a different variant. It's not a bad chair, and if you like hard chairs, this is great. But if you'd rather want something a bit softer, or I like sitting with my legs in the chair and stuff like that, other models are better. So, yeah. Johnny Bergdahl supports the part about the pink. John Richardson, did anyone ever mention how annoying the automatic music gain is? No, most people actually like it because when I'm working or not talking, there's a little bit of music on the background, and when I'm talking, the music dies down a lot so you can actually understand me. But maybe what's annoying about it? Does it come back too quickly? Doesn't it go away fast enough, or what's going on? So Justin King has a DigQuad V1 with a Wi-Fi ESP32. Will the new Ethernet ESP32 board work with the DigQuad? If you check the ESP32 article, there is a ESP32 compatibility or ESP32 Ethernet compatibility guide. But the V1 can work, but there will be some limitations, and you need to get a legacy version of the Ethernet module. But check that article under the ESP32 article, and you should find all information there. The difference between low and high is too great. Okay, well maybe it's just still too high. So let's lower it down a little bit. Pink everything. No, I don't like pink everything. Johnny can do that on his own streams. Okay? Let's turn this off. There. I didn't say I didn't like pink. I didn't like pink everything. I do like pink LEDs. Those are nice. I even bought some pink LEDs once. You snipe people in the head on my... Well, you could do it with pink bullets. Can't you like loot box a pink bullet? Okay. I really don't... I should pay attention that I don't put the stickers here. Wear a pink tank top. There! Lots of good suggestions, Johnny. Jesse can't like it no more. I'm about to finally use all my dig stuff on my deck, dock, lake project finally coming together. The neighbors are gonna freak. I even have an underwater live fish cam. Wow, so you can like look at the reaction of the fish? That'd be cool. You wonder if underwater LEDs can attract fish or alligators. I have no idea actually. It's very specific wavelength light. Other than that, I don't know. No, YouTube. No. You wish you could insert an ad right now, but I have all that locked down and disabled. Today's going to be a slow stream, so I'm just going to get started. Because once I unpack an LED strip, we'll look at some of them. We might not look at others of them, so we'll actually hook them up and, you know, turn them on. So I'm just going to unpack the first one, because this felt like... Oh, I need more room. Uh-oh. I need to, like, adjust the studio real quick. Hold on. Because this needs to be a manual adjustment. Yeah. There. Still might not be enough. Oh, I know what's going on. Sorry. That's not the problem, actually. Some live editing here. Let's do that. And then let's do that. There. Okay, well now we're kind of zoomed out too far. Something like that. Let's focus it a bit. There. That should be great. Have you ever tested cob LEDs with a lightsaber hilt? They normally use WS2812B. Would cob LEDs work? Oh yeah, I think those would work. There's one product in here which might even be better. But we'll see. We'll see. So, let's get my Quinboxed utensils out here. Or not. Oh wait, I have a scissors. But I need to be safe. How can I not be safe? Because, you know. Ah, here it is. Good. I was almost afraid I was going to kill myself. Lower your desk. No, no. The camera is actually on a glue... How do you call that? It's like a clamp, basically, with a mechanism. It's two boards that are holding up the camera and the lights, and I don't know. Kind of jank, but it's been working for years. So, let's see what kind of LEDs are in here. And if they're LEDs, you never know. But these certainly felt like LEDs. Yes, they're LEDs. Good. We're off to a good start. Oh, not sure. I just bought a Dig Uno and a Dig to Go. Can't wait to use them. I wanted to ask if the Quinled ESP32 AE Plus were going to come back in stock or if they discontinued. Yeah, they've been out of stock for a little while because they needed a slight redesign, but we needed to wait for results of another slight redesign on the ESP32 board. That turned out great, so I've done the same redesign on the AE Plus board, and they should currently be in the factory because they were the first thing I pushed through. I know they've been out of stock too long, but they're coming back for sure. So, yeah. Well, we have 840 chips a meter, 24 volt, 15 watts per meter, 10 millimeter wide, IP67. Oh, I know what these might be. Because these are RGB, right? Yeah, RGB. Yeah. These have a different type of diffuser than I've seen before. And I was like, that could be interesting. Because these are a cob LED strip style. Because they also have 840 LEDs a meter, so that's lots of LEDs a meter. Hey, Rob Starkey's here. But these have some kind of coating on top. Now, a while back, I showed you... Oh God. There's all kinds of stuff on top of here. There. I showed you this strip I was testing, and this has a sort of frosted... cob material on top of the other cob material, basically. And the special one about this is that they're 48 volts, so they're very compatible with my new analog controllers that we're still working on. But these are 24 volt, and we need to remember that today. Most likely I'm going to blow a strip up by not resetting my power supply to the right voltage. Anyway, yeah, so these have a very milky surface. So where other cob strip, which I don't have near right now, basically has the material, just a thin sliver of material here, I'm hoping this will light up evenly, you know, all throughout. Now this is an analog strip, so let's get an analog controller. And should we do the big guy here? Now let's do the big guy because I can wire that up to Ethernet, and then I don't have to mess with Wi-Fi. Let's see, where is my cable at? There. We should be able to get those in there. This board has less markings than my normal boards, but that's because it's a prototype board, or pre-production board, and in the end, everyone will have a case on it, which will have the actual markings. And on the next revision I've already made, it will actually have markings on there, but yeah. Capacitor City. Well, actually, no. Well, yes, there's a lots of... These are all, of course, capacitors, yes, because it's a special custom designed by me, where each positive output channel actually has its own capacitor very close to the output and on the input, and there's lots of filtering and smoothing here to make it near silent or silent PWM, basically, and to try and give your power supply an easier time. But these are actually auto reset fuses. So if you look on there, so this says JK60375. That is because it's a 3.75 amp 60 volt rated auto reset fuse. And well, as you can see, there's lots of them. But yeah, that's just to, you know, add safety to the product. I'd rather release something with fuses than without. And tell people, hey, you need to use fuses. And then people don't. And then stuff burns down. And then no one's happy. So, you know, all the other controllers out there already don't have fuses. So it's like, I'm going to build one with fuses. That's exactly what I did. There. Let's see. Okay, we need to hook up the LED strip. Now, generally, black, so confusing. Black is positive. Don't agree with that, but it is. It's actually a pretty thick cable. What kind of cable is this? 20 gauge. Oh, that's pretty decent. Right, I need my screwdriver. Let's put it on the one over here. And then we have red, green, and black. Or red, green, and blue. We can't have black. Jesus. Okay, red. Green. And blue. Yeah, you saw quite a bit with TV and VCR repair. You mean fuses or capacitors? Oh, no, don't do that. Okay, well, we're keeping it on the roll for now. If we're going to test it longer, we'll take it off the roll. I first need to see if I can contact this controller. In theory, I should be able to, because it's just going to go... Oh, no. Oh, that's that would have been interesting. There's just exposed contacts here. I shouldn't put the board on that. Let's do it like that. Okay, sure. So let's turn on the... No, I need to connect the power supply. This is all so well prepared. Just like normal. There. Turn on the power supply. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, then they also use through-hole fuses. I'd like to use SMD fuses, and there's some SMD fuses over here, and there's one over there, and I use SMD fuses where I can, of course. Oh, wait. But if you're going into the 60 volt territory, which I need, because this LED dimmer is 48 volt compatible, well, you end up with through holes, because they just can't do SMD with enough capacity that I need. Are we there yet? My power supply is booting. What is the world coming through? Really? Turn on. Nothing yet, Emil Bart. We're testing this new cob-ish like LED strip, which has this nice diffuser material. It's an analog strip, so you're using one of the new analog prototypes with blown-up ESD chips. Yeah, that's that would work. Well, then the fuses would probably work. But anyway, so we just saw that this was 24 volt. Okay, so let's set it to 24 volt. I'm not showing you the power supply. It should be fine. And let's give it 2 amps for now. Let's turn it on. Well, the ESD chip will get nice and smoky. And let's see if we get an IP. It's drawing 0.7 watts. Good. Yes, it got an IP. Let me go there. Oh, nice. We can probably just abuse this. I don't even need Home Assistant. Let me show you. Let me show you. There. Yes, that should work. So this is ESP Home that's running on here, but in the end, I just want to be able to turn on and off the channels that we have on here. So let's see. Is it channel 5? No, it's probably channel 1. Is it channel 1? Yes, it's working. Nice. Transition length 3 seconds. Okay, sure. Oh, wow. That's pretty bright. But the diffusion, let's turn it down a little bit. Let's go, does that work? Yeah. Yeah, I know, I see it. The diffusion is actually pretty good. If I look at it directly, I can see the diodes inside of there. And I can even see that they're not in there evenly. Let me unroll a bit more and see if I can get that on camera. There. That's probably a bit better, right? Let's remove this part of this window. Yeah, I like using ESP Home. And let's turn down the studio lights a little bit. Yes, that's better. Awesome. Good. Well, now I need more light. Where is the button? I think this is the button. There. Okay. Think I've got everything worked out. Oh no, it's in front of the chat. Well, okay, whatever. So red works. Let's see if green works. Yep, green works. Oh, okay. Yeah. Green uses 30 watts. No, wait, that's my power supply. My power supply is outputting 17 watts. And let's see what this is outputting. Wow, red does 28 watts? What? See if I need to up it. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, well, that's odd. Red does 28 watts and green only does 17 watts. That's odd. And blue, 22 watts. Makes no sense. Let's do everything at the same time. Then we're going to run into a current limit. Okay, current set to 4 amps. Let's go. There. Yeah? Okay, let's not do that too long. Okay. So, yeah, this is... let's turn it on slightly. Yeah, this interface isn't perfect. See if we can tone it down a little bit, because then I can show you the individual LEDs. Let me try and show you. There. You can see it. And now let's... Nope. Oh yeah, that's correct. There, so you can see the individual LEDs, but there are lots of them. So in real life it's less visible than it's visible on the camera right now. And especially when it's, you know, decently on, as you can see, it kind of spreads out and fills up pretty nicely. And yeah, you can also see on this camera. That's more real life-ish. This is more how it looks real life, except that it's much redder, but for some reason my camera is making it orange. But you can see the diffusion in there is pretty good. So this one, I believe, is listed in my description, in my video description. It's the 840 LEDs, cloudy, whatever I called it, milky. Analog RGB is so 2013, yeah, but still better in some regards than digital. So, you know, yeah, colors look nice. Uniformity is good. It's not a lot of voltage drop that I can see. It's not using a lot of amps either, so yeah. Are they IP rated? That's a good question. Yeah, they're IP67. So you could use these outside without a diffuser, and that should be fine. Oh yeah. If you look at the if you look at this part, the end cap, you can also see that they have a nice cap on there. So that's what you generally see if it's fully watertight. You shouldn't submerge it probably, but you know, rain and stuff should be fine. Yep. Yeah, so this has a nice diffusing layer, better than I've seen with, well, especially with bare LEDs. But if you like the neon look better than the individual LED look, I will certainly, well, I can't say I'll recommend it yet, because I need to do further testing. But so far, I think this is a very nice strip. So, there. Okay. Let's move on to the next one, huh? Yeah, if you like the neon look, I think it's good. treat everything we see today as a Quinboxed. I'm literally unpacking it while you're here. So my amount of experience with it is exactly what you're seeing. So I can't really say yet if it's good or bad. I can only tell you my experience right now. Normally when I recommend a product, I do a lot more testing and things like that. So, yeah. Oh, you saw some underwater talk in Discord. Well, this is probably not suited for underwater. There you need IP68, but yeah. Josh K, no problem. I like providing advice. I'm curious if a 5-volt SK6812 RGB neutral white 60 LEDs a meter, a 5-inch run. I don't know, a 5 feet run? How many meters is that? A iPhone USB-C 20-watt charger will be enough. Yeah, that should be fine. I even sell 5 meters, 60 LEDs per meter, or 16 feet, together with the Dig2Go. Those are only available in warm white in my kit, but yeah. And that's fine using the power limiter. So you'll have to use the power limiter, and it might not achieve optimum peak brightness for combined colors and things like that, but for effects and general usage, that should look perfectly fine. 1.54 meters. You'll likely be able to run that full blast, no problem. So yeah. Yeah, true. His charger is 20 watt, I think. So, okay, let's I don't know, put it over here. Well, that's one strip down. That was actually pretty good. Let's see what we have here. Let's turn the power supply off. This is a random other strip, or at least I think it's LED strip. I don't know. Oh, I made it too dark, didn't I? That's too light. Yeah. So yeah, random other LED strip. Let's see what's in here. Yep, it's LED strip. Oh, it's from a well-known source. What did I buy? Well, it's BTF lighting. That's obvious. Oh, well, it's another analog strip, I think. What's all this? It comes with extra crap. Oh, one of those clippy thingies. I hate those. Double-sided sticky tape. Here's more. Okay, you get a lot of stuff with it. Now it's too dark. Okay. So this is normal cob LED strip. With irritating taping. There. And this is, well, it doesn't actually say, does it? But we can count the channels. Yeah. Positive, 3 colors, and then 2 whites. So this is RGB plus CCT strip. And if I'm interpreting this correctly, it has 960 LEDs a meter. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, okay. RGB, C and W. And it comes with all kinds of clips and a random piece of wire. With, okay. And, oh, okay, well, this one I can use. Because for some reason it has these connectors here. And it also has it on the other side, as you can see here. But we can do like that, and then we have some bare wires we can connect. Yeah, 960 LEDs a meter, but that's because it's RGB plus CCT. So, and I don't know what I need these for. I guess these are to stick it down. So, yeah, I can imagine that fitting in there and staying put, I guess. Oh, well, you can put it over the strip, of course. Yeah, like that. So you stick this down and you can put the strip under it. So it stays stuck down if the tape doesn't hold. there's, oh, it has, this has screw holes. So you can actually screw that down. Okay. Don't know what you'd screw this into, but sure. And then it has these clippy mounty things. But they gave me two of the same side. How does that work? Can these clip in here? It's such a mystery. I don't think so. Do these clip together? No. They both have teeth. I don't know. We're not going to use them. Let's put it back in the bag. Yep, that's correct. Maybe for the random wire. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Probably. Okay, let's hook this up. We again take our little analog board here. Let me zoom in a little bit. And now we're going to use all 5 channels. So I probably should strip these further, but I'm going to try without. Nope, missed the wire. Yeah, the problem is now it's probably tied down on the plastic and not the wire, but we'll see, we'll see. So let me strip these a little bit. Red. Green. Let's see, white 1 and white 2. Okay, now I'm thinking this is 24 volts. Yes, okay. Bam. Okay. Let's see if we can reach something. Refresh. Yes. Turn it on. Yes, we've got red. Oh wow. Okay. 16.5 watts. So let's turn that down a little bit. Yeah, here you can see my problem with cob LED strip that has too many colors inside of it. Because they interleave all the LEDs, well, now there is a red diode, then 4 different colors, and then a red diode again, which gives you 5 or RGB plus CCT. Kind of works, but it kind of ruins the diffusion a little bit. Because they're basically spaced out too far. And even with 960 LEDs a meter, it's kind of obvious still. You can't really use this without a diffuser because we'll have somewhat the same look as having individual LED packages like we've had before, right? Unless you start combining multiple colors, and even then, well, you can't really see now. Yeah. Even then, you can basically see the red, the green, and the blue diode pretty easily, right? Yeah, in a diffused profile, this will look fine, just like a normal LED strip would, but it's not like other cob LED strip you can use without a profile. It's almost like an old CRT TV. Yeah, they're spacing the individual colors too far apart, basically. That's what you're seeing here. But that's because if we turn these off and we turn this channel on, that's because there's also a white in there and another white. And that's why it's spaced like that, because there's all kinds of LEDs in there. And even with all of them turned on, you still don't see a perfect diffusion. You still see all these different mishmash of colors. Yeah, that's also been my problem. RGB still looks fine. RGBW, I know there's some in there, is often okay-ish. But if you have 5 colors in there, I don't know. If you need a diffuser. If you have a diffuser, it's generally fine. But without it, yeah. Now let's see what a single color white uses. 13.4 watts. That's not a lot. Yeah, 14 watts. And if I turn this one on too. Oh, wait. Wait, it's not more? Well, this isn't on. Oh, okay, it's now reversed. Okay, I don't know why. Okay, yeah. So even with the 2 whites on, it's only using an amp. So that's 24 watts. That's not a lot. Let's turn all of these on. 2.1 amp or 50 watt. Oh, that's quickly getting hot. Let's turn all those off. Okay, this web interface needs work. Anyway, that's fine. Yeah, I don't yeah, they're not very bright. The LED spacing is too big. Yeah, I personally wouldn't often recommend these either there, Mark. I agree with that. There's probably use cases for it, but I'd rather use a cob LED strip with which I don't need to use a diffuser. And then maybe have RGB and a separate CCT strip, for instance. Yeah, so even 960 LEDs a meter isn't enough. That's a bummer. Because that's probably why I bought it. To see if 960 LEDs a meter was enough. So where the other strip I liked, diffusion was good. This one is, yeah, you need to specifically be looking for this and then also use a diffuser. Yeah, that could work eventually, CJ. Agreed? Okay, there we go. Okay, let's put that back in the bag. I don't know if this one's linked in the description. But since it's not very good, I'm not going to look up a link either. Okay, next bag. There's so many bags and packages in there. I have no idea what this is. It kind of... Oh, wait. It kind of, you know, it feels like there's a roll in there, so that's why it's on my LED strip pile. But let's find out. Yep, it's an LED strip. I know when I see one of those bags, it's an LED strip. There. Oh, it's a mystery LED strip. There's nothing on there. That's often not a good sign. Might say you're a little bit obsessed by strips. No, I like... Oh, yes, this is a different kind. Okay. I like testing things and then knowing what to recommend. Because a lot of people come to us to recommend something. And just judging by the listing or the marketing... Well, you just saw this was an RGB+CCT strip with 960 LEDs a meter. We all didn't like it that much. So, yeah. Well... This is kind of like that, Emil. So this has a warm white, a cool white, and a RGB, but then in diode. Sorry, in diode form and not, or in LED package form and not in cob form. But we need to be careful here because these are 12 volt. So let me reset my power supply immediately because otherwise I'll forget. There. And they come with the same connector. That's interesting. Oh, but now I don't have the wire with it. Yeah, so I guess that's why you buy at BTF Lighting. The BTF lighting strip had that connector with it. This one doesn't. It only has this, but not the separate wires. So I guess I should steal that. This unboxing might be called a striptease. Okay. Well, I can cut the connector off, but not right now. Okay. Let's see if... Oh, I need the other side. Okay. Why doesn't this fit? This can't be a different connector, can it? No. It's a tight fit. Well, this is actually nice, because now I can unroll this part. Well, apologies. Please wait while I screw all of this back in. If your colors look all washed out, it's always a bit of a balance between your exposure settings on the camera and stuff like that, and how bright you set the LED strip. So try and lower... no, that didn't work. Try and lower the brightness of the LED strip until it looks decent on camera, and you also yourself look decent on camera. Like, I have hair in the background. This is slightly blown out, but not too much. Oh wait, that's green. Why did I... See, I'm not paying attention. There. Colors are different. Oh. You caught that one. That's a good catch. So red. Wow. Well, we'll see. Black is on black, so at least the voltage should be on voltage, or positive should be on positive, and then we'll see which channel does what. Oh, you don't want to film yourself, just the LEDs. Why am I messing this up? Okay. Sorry. Yeah, but then it's a combination of shutter speed, aperture, and how bright you set the LEDs. Otherwise, you will quickly get that washed out look. That's correct. Magic smoke foiled, yeah. Nope. Yeah, I got it. Okay. Let's put the LED strip visible here. I already put it to 12 volt, so let's turn it on. Yep, 12 volt. Let's refresh this page here. Good. Okay, first one. Oh, okay. First one is now green. It doesn't really matter, so yeah. Okay, so this is 12 watts of green. It's not a lot either. Oh, it's 1 amp, but, you know, it's fairly spaced far apart. Because, well, I believe it's 120... No. Is this 60 LEDs a meter? I'll have to look up the listing. Hold on. I know why I bought this one, because I generally don't buy 12 volt LED strip. But I bought this one because it was very cheap, and it said CRI 95. And they are... Yeah, okay. They call it 180 LEDs a meter, but that's of course bogus, because you have to divide that by 3, because there's 3 LEDs. So it's 60 LEDs a meter. Right. Okay, let's see the other color. Red. Okay. Blue. 13 watts. Not very powerful either. Okay, let's see one of those single... oh, there we go. That's 17 watts. And judging with my eyes and, you know, the reflection the colors make, this is indeed better quality than standard LEDs. Let's try the warm white. Might be slightly off, but it still looks pretty good. Yeah. These might actually be CRI 95, but it's only using 16 watts. I'm used to like the LED strips I have here in my studio. They're 28 watts per meter. And this is 16 watts for 5 meters. So that's puny. That's like really, really not a lot. It's funny that the blue is lighting up. Is it actually lighting up? Oh yeah, it is. There might be light leakage there. Or a power leakage. Not, yeah. Normally you can see the blue lighting up. You can't really see it. Oh, there. And that's because the phosphor starts glowing without it actually being energized, like here on the white, on the other white, because that's still off. But this blue LED is definitely glowing for some reason. Yeah, you see that? That's not right. Oh, now it's off. So that's not phosphor glow. That's a problem in the LED strip, I think. Because if I have blue on full power, or this white on full power, it doesn't do that. And if I lower the power, you see this LED turn on and that LED turn on. That's not right. You see that? That's not right. That's probably why this LED strip was so suspiciously cheap. That's a production error there. Shouldn't do that. I'm trying to see if it also happens with the colors. So far it doesn't. Yeah, now, yeah, it does. See? Now the white LEDs are on. Sure, the controller isn't bad. Well, we just hooked up 2 LED strips where we did the same tests and we didn't notice anything. So, my guess would be no. My guess is there's something wrong with this LED strip, and that's why they're selling it this cheap. Yeah, the blue is on again. That's why this LED strip was 18 bucks, while with CRI 95 they could have easily asked double. There's some kind of issue in there where their traces are probably bleeding over in each other. Ah, okay. Well, you'll soon be able to test for yourself, Philip. Okay, well, that's enough with that strip. Don't recommend. Later, Johnny. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I'll probably do that, because in my opinion, this is not usable. Although, you know, if you use it at maximum power, you probably won't see it, or like 80% power. But that's just defective. That's wrong. And I don't mind them selling this, but say so in the listing. Yeah, but I'm pretty confident in my board there, Urlup or Matt. I'm pretty sure it's not doing that. We'll have more analog strip, and then we'll see. I mean, you know. let's continue with the analog strips, and we'll get to the digital strips later, because there's going to be some interesting variants in there. All right, I don't actually know what's in here, so we'll see. We'll see. Well, it's another BTF lighting. Oh. It's another BTF lighting, but with zero idea what's in there. Oh, it's more. It's more analog. We got lucky. Oh. Okay, this little thing here with the teeth was lodged into the LED strip and actually damaged it. Oh, it's a solder joint. Yeah, might have gotten lucky. That's not a smart way to do that. Okay. Let's get rid of the excess junk. Oh, this one also comes with random cable. Let's see if we can use the, or abuse the other connector here. No, it's recessed. Damn it. Okay. Let's turn that off. There. Let's put the connector here. Might need use it later. I agree there, Matt. And, well, this is another strip, and we'll see if it does the same. If it also does the same, maybe it is a controller. Who knows? It is a prototype still. Wow, there's very little stripped copper in here. Cut off the wall around. No, I'll use their supplied thingy. Let's expose these a little bit more. There. I probably bought these to go with the dig to analog. Because these are RGBW and the dig to analog is also RGBW. But we'll have a new prototype of that soon. Because I already made a new revision. And I sent it off to PCBWay to have that manufactured. And we'll check it out soon. Let's see, green. Check the volt. Yeah, I believe this is 24 volts. But that's a good idea there. Oh, this is broken. 24 volt. Okay, so we can set the power supply to 24. VSET 24. Enter. Okay. Let's disconnect this. There. Should be enough for now. Line it up. There. I always wonder how much current those pins can carry, but I guess it's not high current, huh? Black is on black. Black is in positive. The rest is not. Okay. Let's refresh this. There. Yes, we're back to red. Red is using 19 watts. That's pretty good. And as you can see here, the spacing, like we talked about before, because it's RGBW, it only has 3 diodes in between there. And for me, let's see, where do I need to hold it? There. For me, that immediately makes it a lot better. For some reason, this spacing is already a lot better than the previous one. But let's check out the others. Other colors, green. Let's see how much it uses. 17 watts, okay. There we go, blue. Oh, wow. 20.8 watts. That's a lot. Cool. Yeah, yeah, that's pretty decent. And then we should have a single white. There we go. Bam. 18.46 watts. Oh, that's decent. Again, you can see the spacing, but on this one, it's already a lot better, because if you turn it up, let's say halfway, it does start to blend in between them. Well, especially on camera, but in real life too, if you really crank it up. Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's see if we do red and yeah, that's pretty nice. 35 watts. Yeah, so this is a decent RGBW strip. It's fine. It's supposed to be CRI 90. I can't verify that right now. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But these comp strips, they certainly can be. So, well, yeah, if you put some extra diffusion on there, it's quickly going to be fine. So, like, if you have a normal diffuser, even if it's close up, it's likely fine, because you know, it's so tightly spaced. So that's good. Turn it off. I wonder if I'll keep grabbing analog sticks or strips, or we'll be getting to the digital version soon, because I was mostly curious about those. These are fine analog stuff, and I needed some RGBW, but I mean, if you're reflecting this onto a wall or something else, it'll quickly be okay. It doesn't need a lot of distance like individual individual LED packages need. So, yeah. Well, I know this is digital, but let's try and skip that for now. Let's see what's in here. Yeah. Oh. Yes. I think this is LED strip. I don't know. So let's find out. Is this fun for you guys? I mean, do you enjoy watching me unpack random shit and hoping it's LED strip? Let's see. And then actually testing it a little bit. Yep, it's LED strip. It's just really well packaged. More LED strip. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Oh. Well. Oh, whoa. That's a beefier wire. It's also RGBW. Let's give it a quick test. Does it have any specifications? It does not. Let's give it a quick test, because I have a feeling this might be higher wattage. Can't even see what I'm doing. So this is a the Quinled hybrid hexa prototype. It's a 5-channel analog, high power, and a 1-channel digital. So that's why it's called a hybrid, because it does analog and digital. And special features on here is that it has Ethernet, as we've been using, and the two of the channels for the two whites, because these are used for RG and B, these output from the same MOSFET, and these also output from the same MOSFET. And that's because I went for very high power handling here. So each of those MOSFETs can handle about 10 amps. Depends a little bit on the PWM frequency, but still. So that's why you get two outputs. So you can actually do power injection if you want to do, for instance, a 10-meter strip. Even with analog, you'll need some power injection. So yeah, that's one of the unique features of the board. Right, is this 24 volt? It is 24 volt. Okay, then bam. Well, nothing happens because I built the controller, so it doesn't do anything when you boot it up. It doesn't flicker. You'd actually think, isn't that normal? Try some other controllers. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. Yep. Okay. So this is 26 watts. Oh, yeah, that's bright. That's bright. Oh, yeah. So, okay. Let's go to another color. Stop turning off. Why isn't it turning off? Let's refresh this. There. The webpage of ESP Home isn't perfect. Green is 14 watts. That's a whole lot less, but it's still very bright. And blue is 20 watts. Okay, sure. And then we should have white. Oh, okay, white is 24 watts. It's almost an amp. That's pretty good. Yeah. Well, I like this RGBW better than the other one. The other one wasn't bad. But, yeah, spacing on this one's pretty good too. I think this one is probably also listed in the description, but let me check which one this probably is. I think it's this one. Yeah, from the description it looks like it's this one. I don't know, I'll just copy the link here just to be sure. So if someone wants it, here you go. Yeah, this one's pretty good. It's nice and bright. I can't verify the CRI 90 and stuff like that, or the RA 90 in this case, but yeah. Could be more efficient. Well, no, but this is outputting a lot more light than the other ones, that's for sure. It's easily double the light. It's also using double the power to do that, of course, but it's easily double the light. Especially from that RGB+CCT one we saw. That was dim. Okay. There. I can't imagine I keep just grabbing analog strips. Yeah, those 38.4 watt Oxmer are, that's like a whole other level there. And those should be like, you know, with a danger mark that if you look into them, you might actually go blind. Okay. Cobb 5 meter RGB IC 240. Interesting. 5 volt. So this is a digital strip. I'm going to continue with unpacking a few more. I think. Yeah. Okay, that's cable. Yeah. Let's see what's in here, and we'll because for the digital strip I need to change controllers, so we'll group those. Let's see what we have here. 12 millimeter, 96 LEDs a meter, RGB+CCT, 5-in-1 color, 36 watts per meter. No. Each color is 7.2 watts per meter. Oh, and it's 23/5/18. That's pretty recent. Okay, and this is IP64. Okay, sure. Why not? Cool. Yeah, I wanted one of these. Because I think if you're going to do RGB+CCT, this is probably the best method. Can't really see the other side of the wires. That's interesting. So let me unspool this a little bit. Arun, we're currently still working on the case for it, and this week they've been sent out to my testers, and once the testing comes back, and then might need to make some changes because of that, and we have the case design finalized, well, then I'll release it, of course. I keep saying 2 months, but that's because we keep running into delays and vacations and time off and other projects and I don't know, all kinds of things. But the best I can say is we're certainly working on getting these done. As you can see, they already work pretty well. But yeah. So I'm hoping a few months, but please, please, please don't pin that on me because we're doing the best we can. Right, so let's, I don't know, let's go here. Because these are all positives, and then we need warm white. Let's do that on this channel. There. Cold white. I learned it most on my own. I have some training in regards to electronics and things like that, and I used to be an IT consultant, also on a lot of hardware stuff. But most of the current designs I'm doing is by teaching myself. And I do a lot of trial and error and things like that. And this isn't your garden variety PWM circuit. There's a lot of custom stuff in here. And the doing it right way, instead of just hooking up a MOSFET to an ESP and being like, hey, that's it. Sometimes you need to do a bit more. So I like fusing and Ethernet and custom blah. Right, so these are special because this is RGB+CCT, and RGB+CCT means it has a red, green, and blue diode in the middle, and then a warm white and a cold white diode on the sides. And these are also what I use over there, except that's 60 LEDs a meter, for instance, I believe, and also the backfill here. And these are 96 LEDs a meter, which is pretty nice. And supposedly they're pretty high power too. So let's zoom that out a little bit. Yeah. So I guess I should link which these are before turning them on. Aw. Can't be promoted. Okay. Well, then I can't link it. I guess I'll link the normal version. But if you could open an affiliate link first and then open that link, that's great. Right. 24 volts. 24 volts. Go. There we go. On. Whoa. Yup. They 7 watts a meter. This is 25 watts. Just kind of like the Cobb LED strip we had before this. So it's about 1.07 amps. That's pretty good. Green. 27 watts. So that's more than the other one. Might be efficiency differences, but this has a very pleasant glow. Partially because it's IP65, so it has the epoxy coating on there. I always like what it does with the light. So this is blue, and it kind of looks like the other two diodes are now glowing, or also activated. If you look like that. But this is because of the phosphor, right? So there's a blue LED underneath the white LEDs. And as you can see, when I turn on the blue, basically the actual LED color that's underneath the white phosphor reacts to the blue and also becomes luminescent, while it itself isn't really turned on. And this is different than with the other strip because it actually varies with the light intensity, and there it didn't. And on the other one, it turned off when it was at full power, And here it certainly doesn't. Here it stays uniform. So, yeah, this is just a coincidence from the blue phosphor. That's normal. Well, package problem. Yeah, that's just how it works. Okay, cool white. Wow, 30 watts. That's pretty good. It's a decent amount of light. It doesn't compare to a high power white strip, but you know. This one does not have a CRI rating, no. So it's likely not great. That's basically what you have to assume. And that's also the same as like the chips or the ones I have here in the back. They're the same type of chip, but then 60 LEDs a meter. This 96 LEDs a meter, I like it because it's slightly better spread. And the uniformity of these 5-in-1 chips is actually pretty good. I actually like that a lot. And you can also see that over there on my, the LEDs I have in my closet doing all kinds of colors. Those generally also look pretty uniform and nice. So I like the 5-in-1 chip design there. Yeah. And as you can see, they get pretty bright. Let's do all colors at the same time. Whoa. Yeah, that's about 3 amps, or well, 2.8. Let's do everything at the same time. Oh! 100 watts! 4.22 amps. That's pretty good. There's maybe a little voltage drop, but not a lot. That's pretty good. I remember from doing that strip over there, I actually cut it into pieces because the voltage drop on that guy was horrible. And this is actually pretty good. That's 100 watts with a tiny little wire here, but that also means the traces on this PCB or on this strip are pretty well laid out. Because the problem is you only have 1 positive trace and then 5 negative traces, right? For each color has 1. So if you do it right, the positive trace is much wider than the negative traces. But not all strips do that correctly. And then you end up with a very low power strip or other voltage drop problems and things like that. But this is actually pretty good. Yeah, 100 meters for a meter, 100 watts for 5 meters. Oh yeah, it's getting hot. Yeah. Yeah, you shouldn't do that. I mean, when are you going to run it RGB+CCT full out? Then it absolutely needs cooling. But even just running well, let's run the cool white here and get our thermal camera, right? So it's currently using 29 watts. And of course, running it on a roll like this is never recommended, but let's see here. IR. Oh, it's still in green. Good. Well, that's my hand. Let's see here. The back of the strip. It's currently 43 degrees. 41. Let's see over here. 42. Let's check my board. Oh, there's one hotspot over there. That's correct. That's the Ethernet chip. That's 38. Rest of the board's cool. Yeah, 41 degrees. That's okay. But even just for that, I'd probably still mount it in a aluminium profile to, soak away a bit of the heat. Because now if we enable a color plus red, and maybe we also want some warm white there to, I don't know, make this color, right? We're now using 52 watts. And let's see what that does with the temperature. 44 degrees. Yeah, it's slowly rising. Especially probably over here. 47. Yep. That's still not the danger zone. I mean, up until 60 degrees Celsius or 50, LEDs are relatively okay. Yeah. So yeah, this will heat up. So if you leave this on for prolonged times, I try to put this in an aluminium profile. But then again, you probably don't need a too deep one because of the 96 LEDs a meter and because of the nice and even spacing of the LEDs. They're actually nice and evenly spaced together, and even the colors mix very nicely. That's why I initially got them for the back here, because the colors are very closely spaced together. Let's see if I can do like a rolling... no. Yeah, no, I can't see it like that. If you look here, and I turn on red, there, we can do it that way. So even now, it basically blends together. And that, I need to lower this down even more. And then I need to... There. And let me see if I can... get it slightly closer. Oh, my camera's bugging out. Where's that? Okay, it doesn't like that. Hold on. Let me zoom in on my hand. There. As you can see here, the RGB, they're so closely spaced together that it basically becomes one uniform LED because they're so tiny and so close together. And that's also why I have them here in the back. I can make any color and it basically mixes very nicely, where we saw with the cob LED strip, well, because of the spacing between the LEDs, it didn't mix very well at all. Hey there, Michael. So that's what I like about these 5-in-1 chips. They're not great for white. You should treat white as a color light, not as actual white light, because the quality just isn't great. But I do like the spacing of these. So they will diffuse very nicely in a diffuser, basically. Right? So I already posted a link to that, I believe. And I believe this link is also in the video description. So yeah, running everything at 100% probably isn't the best idea. Unless you cool it well enough. Yeah, that's correct, Emil. You can get more expensive packages that have walls in them, so they mostly block the effect. I'm not sure it'll be 100%, but yeah. Well, I don't know if there's any CRI 95 in this pile, but you can certainly get those. So yeah, this strip, for accent lighting, I actually like these a lot, because, I like these. Because, you know, as I said, I also use them in the back, and they're pretty vibrant in regards to colors and things like that, and they mix well, and yeah. So I actually like these better than certain cob variants. So, okay. You rave out in your underwear bathed in LED goodness. Well, actually, we can do that, but we'll do that later. Not in my underwear, by the way, but I have a disco mode on my LEDs. I think this is the last analog, if it's an analog. Okay. Oh wait, you can't even see. Anyway, let's unpack it, see what's in here. This kind of feels like the other package with the RGBW cob in there. This might actually be the same thing from a different supplier, but then the same thing. The package is exactly the same. And this is exactly the same strip from the same supplier, Same makeage. Yep, same numbering on here. So we don't need to test that one. We already did. Yeah, this is decent Cobb RGBW strip, which I probably bought to do my dig to analog series. Okay, now let's see what's in here. This is cable, pretty sure. Yeah, this is cable. Okay, so we have a few packages left, but those will be very interesting because those will all be digital strips, not analog. And we'll be using a different controller for that. Although this controller can actually do that. Yeah. It doesn't have WLED on there currently, and WLED just has better effects. So, oh, there. So this has 2 strips. Okay. Right. So this is 10 millimeter, 160 LEDs a meter. 20 watt a meter, 5 volt, 5 meter. Nice. And this is also 160 millimeter, or 160 LEDs a meter, but 5 millimeter wide. And I got this tip from someone on the Discord that these are supposedly very good. Well, we'll check them out together with the other one we already unpacked, which is 240 LEDs a meter. And these should all be Cobb LED strip and cheaper than the variant we've seen before. So let's dismantle this controller. You love the lives. Nice, Neil. Okay, we don't need Ethernet anymore. We don't need this anymore. Let's take a dig something prototype. What time is it at your place? It's 10:30 in the evening, just to be sure, right? There, let's set it to 5 volt. Now there's not a very thick cable on here, so let's first try and find the controller, see that's all working. I think so. Yes. Okay. Are you guys seeing WLED? Yes, you are, but it's cut off. Let me... No, that's good enough, I'd say. Okay, I've set it to 5 volt. Yeah, let's test this. Let's start with this one. So this is the 5 volt, 10 millimeter wide, but then 160 LEDs a meter. It's nice. 431 as in AM, as in at night. Oh wow, that's an interesting way to do a strip. They have a JST connector over here to do positive, negative data. But then on the end, they don't have a JST connector and just 2 power wires. Huh. Oh, sucks if you want to link it. I guess it's okay for power injection, but... There. Then again, with 240 LEDs a meter and 5 meter, we're talking... where's my calculator? No, this is 160 LEDs a meter. We're talking 800 LEDs. So well, I kind of agree with them. You don't want to link data because you're already at 800 LEDs for that channel. So you basically want to use another channel. But let's check it out. Let's see how it looks. Oh, okay. Well, the controller needs some reconfiguring. Reconjiggering. But that already looks pretty good. Let me get one more loop. Anchor, the broadcast doesn't show subtitles and I can't use the translator, so can't understand you. Dieselvin, what language do you speak? Welke sprache spreken Sie? Praat je misschien Nederlands? Well, I tried German and Dutch. My German isn't great. So, we just said we need 800 LEDs in WS2811. Okay. No. Save. What? There we go. And then we need to do some swapping, I think. RGB? No. Should turn orange. GRB? Yes. Good. So, this is Cobb LED strip. Let me turn this down a little bit. There. So now you can see the individual LEDs again. Oh, my camera. Okay, it bugged out, but it did it anyway. So let's change it to red, green, blue, and I think we have a white. No, we don't have a white channel. It's not RGBW. It's RGB, right? Yeah, it's RGB. Okay. So we just have red, green, and blue. Okay. Let's put on an effect and see how that looks. Because it's basically the same as we saw before, that they're spaced pretty far apart. So you can see the individual dots somewhat. But if we do, for instance, a Paletti. Oh, no, that's not what I expected would happen. So you can still somewhat see the individual LEDs. It's not like the addressable neon. There you basically almost can't see the individual LEDs. That's a useless cop strip. They're all in the same height. Well, actually, there's a bump there. You see that? It's not a cob material that's one height. It's like the diffusing is working less than I'm used to. Hi, guys. I don't know. Let's put it on rainbow. Well, we're looking at it very closely, okay? So let's give it a chance. Right? Well, as you can see on the roll, the definition is definitely pretty good. Because there's 160 LEDs a meter. But the diffusion is not like the cobs I've seen before. Right? Because it's still very spaced. And I thought that would be because there'd be an R, G, and B here, like we see on the 720 LEDs a meter addressable neon. There you have the red, green, and blue and different diodes. But these actually have R, G, and B in the same package or diode, and then with a cob material on top of it. How many per segment? One, I think. Maybe two? Maybe two. Yeah. Because, you know, you have the two bumps here. And two bump... I don't know. One? Maybe two? Like these? This one and this one is part of this segment. And then this one is part of this segment. And yeah, two per segment. But they're not doing all the same thing. So where's Railway? There. Right? They're all individually addressable. Yeah, there's a lot of empty space. That's correct, Philip. So they're not like the cob LED strips we used before, the addressable neon. That's also why I chose the addressable neon. I tested 2 other types and they also had issues like this. Yeah, but with diffusion, this will be fine. And let's set solid red and set it to 100%. Oh. Oh wait, no, is it current limited? No, shouldn't be. No. Okay, so that's 22 watts. Blue is 21 watts and green is 21.7. Yeah, red's slightly more. Yeah. Yeah, and white. Yeah, we're getting voltage drop because we're at 6.25 amps. But as you can see here, we're getting massive voltage drop. Right? Because this is red and it's supposed to be white. So it starts out white, but it ends up red. So it's using 6 amps, but that's totally useless. So let's do half of that. So now we're at 4 amps. This is also where my 4 amp injection rule comes from, that a single edge injection will do about 4 amps. Now the end is actually white and the beginning is white. Of course, the color still isn't the same. I mean, that doesn't even look the same. But 4 amps you can realistically get into an LED strip from an edge connection, right? Yeah, now the color is uniform, but of course it's only using 15 watts, so 3 amps. Yeah, I definitely need to inject some power on this one. Why can't they make cob strips with no diffusion? You need the cob layer because there's just a naked LED diode under there. So instead of it being protected in a package, it's just a exposed diode. So it has to have something on there. But the idea of the cob strip is that it also acts as a diffuser, or mostly. Like, you know, the very first strip we tested out, they had the right idea. They put a very big, nice diffuser on there so that the spacing of the LEDs wasn't as much as a problem anymore, and you got a nice uniform look. But like this, yeah, it's okay. It depends what you're looking for, right? It's not the 332 LEDs a meter strip. That looked a lot better. But I still can imagine from a distance or with an additional diffuser, this will look fine. This will look okay. But it's not a diffuserless strip like the addressable neon. That I will say is diffuserless. You can definitely just use that without a diffuser. No problem. This I wouldn't. And it certainly draws a lot of power because 100% red is 4.4 amps. Yeah. But it's 5 volt. It's logical that it draws that much power, right? Okay. So this is an interesting strip. I can see some use cases for it, but it's a bit less nice cob strip than I like seeing. Yeah, I agree, Philip. I would have liked it next to each other better, probably too. But sure. Inject power and see how high it goes. No, that's not the purpose of today. And since it's a 5 volt, 5 meter strip, I'd have to inject power at the end and also in the middle. So we're not going to do that right now. Okay, the next strip is very interesting. It's basically the same thing, but then it's RA90, right? But then it's 5 millimeters wide. So let's unspool this before it melts on the roll. I don't like these exposed wires, so I'm going to snip one of them off. There. And yeah, so this is basically the same stuff. It's also 160 LEDs a meter. It's also the same bumpy diffuser on there. The other COP strips don't have that. But it's half the width. It's 5 millimeters wide. That's like nothing. Okay. There. Interesting. Yeah, it kind of exactly looks the same. Let's see how high it goes. This is 2 meters, I believe. Yeah, 2 meters. That uses 16 watts, so 3.29 amps. That's not too bad. More like RA9, yeah. So red uses 16 watts, blue uses 16 watts, green uses 15.5 watts, and white uses, well, 5 amps, but you can clearly see the difference here, right? Well, maybe not on camera, but that just doesn't matter. Don't do white. Let's do a little effect here, rainbow. Yeah, that does look cool. I mean, you have to admit. Because it has the 160 LEDs a meter. That is a lot. And, you know, that is good definition, for sure, right? And being 5 millimeters wide, yeah, it's getting quite warm. It's 5 millimeters narrow. Sure. Yeah, that's pretty nice. You'll for sure have to power inject this because the other strip is wider because it can then have wider traces, right, to carry more power. So even after 2 meters, you'll probably have to power inject this. How do you even solder that? I don't know. There's definitely no solder pads on here. Maybe there is on the back. Let me check. Yeah. There's solder pads on the back. See that? But those are tiny. So, yeah. You can definitely do it. But it'll take some work. But if you're doing like replacing LEDs in one of those lamp fixtures, like we did for the heart light or the number lights, for instance, getting a 2 meter strip of this stuff, I can certainly get that. Let me get you a link there. Yeah, that looks nice. Let's do Pride. Right, because the definition is there. This 160 LEDs a meter, they are 160 LEDs a meter individually addressable. So it's kind of the reverse of the 24 volt addressable neon. That only has 100 zones per 5 meters, so 20 zones a meter. And this has 160 zones per meter. Right? Yeah, it looks nice. And in real life, the rainbow, etc. also looks good. Let's give it a bit more power. Yeah. Okay, the 10 millimeter version was okay-ish. But this 5 millimeter version, that looks wild. That looks nice. Okay, that's nice. Just because it's so narrow and there's no other strip material, basically. Yeah, this is cool. This is nice. Of course, you can only get it up to 2 meters, I believe, because then they're like, hey man, you need to start power injecting this stuff. I get that. But yeah, this is nice. Yeah. Let's see, do we have a nice effect here somewhere? Oh, I don't even know how many LEDs I've set. 800. No. This is 320. Save. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Sparkle. Okay, let's go for sparkle. There. Yeah, that's not going to show up very well on camera. I need to hit the default palette here. Hold on. Well, it's certainly individual LEDs, as you can see. Let's see if it hits it. There. Yeah, they're individual LEDs, so that's nice. I just linked it there, Frank. This is the 5mm version, and the one before that was the 10mm version. But for that one, I don't know. I liked it less well than this one for some reason. Oh no. I like Saw. Where's Saw? I like that one. The problem is they'd probably need a external controller for that, or an external LED chip, basically, CJ. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know of one that's small enough, because even on the 720 LEDs a meter, that WS2811 that's on there, well, you know, that's on there. So, yeah, but it's pretty cool. Cool. Well, let's kick it up a notch. A board like that is way overkill. You can often even control your PC fans lighting with an ESP. Sure, but then you don't have a level shifter, and you don't have fuses, and especially if you're starting to do larger projects, yeah, you quickly start to want more. Can this work with a dig to go? I don't know. Here's a dig to go. No. This dig to go? Yes. Hold on. Let's dig to go it. Let's turn that on. Here's a dig to go. Yep. Still pretty bright. Let me find the IP for that one. No, that's my dig quad. What's going on? Oh, wait, no, this is probably doesn't have an IP. Let me try if I can find the access point. Hold on. Yep. So yeah, this one hasn't been connected to my network yet. But we can still... so I have it configured for a very high limit, but also supposedly high current LEDs. Could also lower this and whatever. And we need 320 LEDs. Oh, it is getting warm. To the controls. Oh, I guess we could do a sound. I don't know if I have enabled sound. Anyway. Jesus. Blends. Yeah? Are you doing a 24 volt white only? You mean controller, or what are we talking about? Yeah, this will work fine. I mean, we can even raise the... Damn it. Raise the output even more. There. Set it to red. I mean, a Dig2Go will do 15 watts easily. That's no problem. Colorful. Yeah, that's pretty bright still. Even though we have a brightness limiter on there and it's just running over USB-C. That's, yeah. Which LED? Oh, this is still running 13.2. Audio Sound Reactive is like, what kind of version is this? That might kill it, yes. Yeah, this is a, well, I'll show you in a minute. This is a very simple adapter. Yeah, that looks great with the 160 LEDs a meter. It's nice and vibrant, especially in real life. I like these. I like these. They're, you know, you can only get 2 meters of them, and then you'll probably have to power inject. But still. Can you do a 24 white... Oh, I already read that. Flow. Yeah, plenty bright. You can even see that in my face, so... Oh, I think before you meant glitter. But I don't think that's going to show up on camera very well. Let me try and do it that way. ADC I'd already say is pretty high. Let me check what these are getting. Of course, they're somewhat power limited by the Dig2Go now. Then again, there's only 2 meters of it, so... Let's see here. Okay. This part over here is 60 degrees. So that's pretty warm. $55. Yeah, some parts of it are 60 degrees. But... yeah, you know, that's what happens when you run it without cooling. And it'll be okay for a while. Just the warmer they run, the sooner they'll die. And we could be talking about, instead of 10 years, they'll run 5 years, which is potentially fine. But yeah. Sure. What device is doing the thermal readings? This is my Doji... oh god, what's it called? S98 Pro? I don't remember. But it's one of those AliExpress phones, which has an integrated thermal camera. I also have a FLIR, but this is just quicker to get. Yeah, but this is pretty nice and vibrant. I like it. Cool. So, wait. Adapter. This is a Baseus Super C 25 watt thingy. And it does, well, it does exactly what I needed. It does 5 volt, 3 amps, 15 watts, or 9 or 12 volt, but the Dig2Go doesn't use that, so... right? Yeah, it's just a nice little tiny, small Baseus adapter with one USB-C. You'd love to see 24 volt white LED strip. Well, there's a bunch of those, or you mean addressable? There, Tom. Humans are Fahrenheit? No. I'm definitely Celsius. Does WLED still only support ESP8266 and ESP32? Yeah, there's some beta versions that do ESP32C3 and such too. But support is still kind of limited. Yeah, could be good for that. Or we could look at this strip. Because this is, in theory, even better. Come on. This is cob LED strip, 5 volt. Should be 5 volt, I think. Yes. But 240 LEDs a meter. Addressable. Right? Well, I guess we could just... No, let's use the quad. Because I have it on my interface. Oh, it's immediately working. Oh, that's too far. There. It's definitely cheaper to get them made en masse, like making a kilometer of them. So buying it from a distributor is probably better. So this is 240 LEDs a meter. So that's 480. Let's do 960 and activate 4 meters. There. Because otherwise our frame rate's going to tank a lot. Hey there, Snail Boy. Yeah. So this is more of the cob LED strip we've been used to, like with the 332 LEDs a meter. That's still the ultimate cob LED strip. But this is a kind of go in between with 240 LEDs a meter. And it's only $55 for 5 meters. So where the 332 LEDs a meter was like $150 for 5 meters, this is this is $50 for 5 meters. Or 60. I bought it for 50. What's going on? Oh, 55 euro. Yeah, okay. So it's $60 for 5 meters. And it's 240 LEDs a meter. Yeah, they make 12 volt and 24 volt versions of SK6812 Edgar. I thought I had a 12 volt version on there. I'm not 100% sure. Otherwise, WS2814 is also on there, and TM1814. Those are all RGBW. Interesting. Let's set it to solid. Full power. Oh, that's 20 watts. Okay. Wow, okay, that transition was gone. Okay, white. Yeah, it's drawing 5 amps something, and then this is all kind of voltage dropped. But that's normal. That's to be expected from 5 volts, right? Blends. Okay. I don't know, color twinkles. There. My power supply started making extra noise. Sorry about that. So this is more of the cob LED strip we're used to. So it doesn't have the bubbly diffuser. Let's hit that sparkle again. Yeah, so these are definitely individually addressable again, but then there's 240 a meter. I really like the 5mm version we just looked at. This is, although good for more generic strip, I say. Oh, it's not working? Yeah, the resolution on this guy is pretty good. This reminds me of the 332 LEDs a meter strip. Right? Because it's nicely diffused into each other. Yeah, so on this one, the cob material nicely diffuses the different colors, where it didn't on the other one. And it has a very high resolution. Right, so even if a single LED lights up, it lights up very wide. Do you see that? And that means that they nicely fuse together if they're all on. And that's also what the addressable neon does, or the 332 LEDs a meter. So this strip is more like that. How does blue look? Does blue look washed out? No, I don't think so. No, that's very, very blue. Yeah, this is good strip. This is comparable with the 332 LEDs a meter. And I really liked that strip. It was just way too expensive. And this is pretty good. Because if you take an effect that blends together well, like Paletti. Where are you? There. This instantly becomes one strip, basically. Also, if I'm looking at it, like not from the camera, this nicely blends together. Well, you can try. I currently configured 960 LEDs, so that would be 1200, right? Yeah, 1200. Save. Well, it does work, right? I mean, all of them light up, but the frame rate basically takes a hit. Yeah. That's addressable 5-volt cob LED strip. Yep. I believe this one's also in the description. The 240 LEDs a meter one. But yeah, as you can see on the camera, if I up the brightness, this all diffuses nicely together and then becomes one uniform, strip with very nice resolution. BPM? Yeah. I have to say, the frame rate drop is actually not too bad. But, as you can see here, average FPS 26. Right? And that's because there's just too many LEDs on a single channel. So if you're going to run this in real life, you wouldn't want 5 meters on a single LED channel. Because, well, it's just too many LEDs in series. So let's say I go to LED preferences and I, instead of 1200, I say 600. Save. Yeah, you can see it becoming smoother. I could see it becoming smoother. And now if we look at info, we're at 40 frames per second. Right? And let's edit this here. Let's go to 60, see what it does, whatever. 46, okay. That's the max it can do with 600 LEDs. That's fine. Yeah, 26 isn't great. You can actually see it being smoother now. Of course, these are now doing nothing because I only configured half of the strip, or one. Well, no, 2/5. So no. Half of this. Yeah, half of the strip. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty nice. And even this, currently running, it only uses 10 watt from the power supply. So even our little friend, the Dig2Go here, would be able to run this just fine. Emil Bart, it's a protocol limit. So, well, let me get you the web page. Give this a read. Yeah, sure. Hardware limit of the LED type. Sure, sure. Well, this will probably use a bit more power. Oh, wow, that's way too fast. That's not using that much power. That's pretty good. It's pretty efficient. This is using 10 watts, so the Dig2Go would do that fine. This will probably use more. 13 watts. Oh, we only have configured half of the strip, of course. F60 LEDs? Yeah, probably. So let's go to 500 LEDs. And we're currently getting 43. It's probably a difficult effect. $42. Fairy Twinkle. 44, 43. Let's try a reboot, because that also turns the other LEDs off. There. Yep, that's correct, Emil Bart. How's the brightness? Brightness is pretty good. It's not as bright as the addressable neon, but that can use up to like 120 watts or something like that. So that's really bright. Gradient. Damn it. Yeah, now it's doing 56 FPS. We can do the glitter again. That's also doing 56 FPS. Juggles. $53 FPS. Meter, 57 FPS. Yeah. That's just the limit of the LED protocol. You need more data outputs for that. Yes, they did there, Ryan. To the addressable neons. Yeah, sure, I think so. That's these. No, doing oscillate Pacifica. Yeah, I could definitely imagine myself doing some projects with these. You'll just have to quickly split them over multiple channels to keep a decent frame rate. Because if we hit up the 1200 LEDs again... Yeah, it's not... You know, it works. But we're down to 25 FPS again. 26. Let's see here. 100%. Well, that uses 20 watts, so that's 5 more than the Dig2Go would be able to provide. But yeah, Dig2Go is pretty capable of doing normal setups. It's not unless you do like, oh, I want solid, and then I want, you know, a dual color, and then max brightness. Yeah, then it's going to use 25 watts. But if you just do a single color, it's only using 20 watts. And then if you don't need all LEDs turned on at maximum brightness at the same time, it quickly becomes less. So yeah, my current verdict about these is I also like them because, again, if you're using them in a project, I think they're pretty good. They're not the brightest I've ever seen, but they're decently bright. As I said, the addressable neon are about twice as bright because they also use twice the amount of power. But the diffusion of these is quite decent. It's not perfect, but it's good because the diffusion layer diffuses into each other, so it blends. So anything that blends will look really, really good. Don't try to run 5 meters from a single data connection like I'm doing here. That'll just slow things down too much. I know it looks kind of okay, and it does kind of look okay, but smoother is definitely nicer, especially if you have so many LEDs. But then you'd have to do multiple data channels. Cool. Well, we have one last item to look at. And that's the one, well, I'm going to say I'm looking forward to the most because it was actually this one. Because I had a feeling this would be good and pretty cheap. So let me roll that up. There are Ninja. We looked at some analogs earlier. And there will be digital versions in the future, but those have not been released yet. But the next one I'm going to look at is the one in the box over there. And that's supposedly a 360 LED, or, you know, degree width, or shining all around LED strip. So, let's take a look at that. Yes, 240 LEDs a meter I like, and I also like the 160 LEDs a meter 5mm wide, because that's really special. That looks great. Yeah, this one I like too. Okay, let's see if I can put it on my stack here. I was able to. So, the next one is this box here. No, my address is just on that box right there. Okay, this box here. And, well, I'm going to take it out of the box over here. See if I'm missing something. Nope, that's it. Okay. Okay, let's turn this off real quick. This is... It almost looks like rope. Oh, it kind of feels like rope too. This Velcro? Yeah, nice. Okay, so this says DC 5 volt 5 meter. And wow, this looks and feels like rope. It is weather sealed because I believe it's weather tight. Yeah, there's an end cap on there. Oh no, it's unspooling itself. I now know why the Velcro was on there. Okay, let's leave it like that. It's supposed to be 5 volt. My power supply is at 5 volt. I think. Yeah. Power. Oh. Yeah, I get that. Okay. Is the brightness limiter on? No, it's not, right? Oh, 1200 LEDs. No. Let's go with 250. Because I believe it's 50 LEDs a meter. Let's go full power. Full power isn't a lot. Well, it's a lot, but I mean, it's not very bright. It's only using 8.23 watts. Okay, let's go for blue. 7 watts. Green. 6.8 watts. That's very low. Why is it that low? Oh, they have a metal kind of plug here. And they siliconed or hot snotted it up. Okay. Let's do an effect. Blend. Yeah, that's not showing up on camera. Let's do there. Color twinkles. Let me turn down the lights a little bit, because it's white material, so it's picking up the lights of the desk a lot. There. Now you can actually see what I'm seeing. Okay, let's max this out in regards to brightness. That's using 2.7 watts. That's nothing. 0.6 amps. Oh, wow, okay. Well, that's very green. Let me see. Dynamic. Oh, dynamic smooth. It quickly looks washed out on the camera because it's so white. Let me do that. Fire. It looks nice, but it's really dim. Let me check how much this costed. It was 50 euros. Let me get a link. There. It kind of does, yeah. Yeah, but it also feels like that, like it's some kind of hose material. And they, let me put a different effect. Like, and then they put some kind of fabric braid on it, because it feels like fabric. And let's see what they describe it as. A round reticular pattern neon strip, 50 LEDs a meter, 360 degrees. So I think that's correct. I mean, it doesn't matter where you look at it. Smart RGB IC flexible silicone light tape. Okay. Oh, and it is rated for outdoors. Yeah, max. Well, they actually say it in the description. Max 3 watts per meter. Yeah, that feels correct. Yep, these are waterproof. They're IP67 officially. Power plug, don't put in water. I agree with them. But I mean, like the other LEDs were lighting up my face. Yeah, these are just not very bright. Right? They look very cool. Don't get me wrong. But they're not bright. Yep, this feels like rope. And I mean, on this camera it's blown out because, you know, I have to change my aperture and things like that. But, yeah, just they look very nice. And they are indeed. That's a very nice thing. They are very 360, right? It doesn't matter what angle you look at them. They are 360. That's very cool. Do they stretch? I'd expect not, but let me give it a try. No, they don't stretch. The dance of the 3 veils. I don't know what that is. Except I used 10 veils. What? No voltage drop at the end. Well, the end is this little cap here. But I have no idea what's inside. But I'd say currently it's using 7 watts. We're not going to get a lot of voltage drop there. Let's see. Solid. We're at 100%. So this is 7 watts, 7 watts, 6.8 watts, dual color, 10.6, white, 12.8. And if we look at the beginning and the end, it's maybe slightly dimmer, but it's at least not very discolored. Maybe a little bit, because, you know, over here it looks the same. So there's a little bit of voltage drop, but this is RGB white. You shouldn't use RGB white. And it's only 12 watt, 2.5 amps. Cut it, cut it, cut it. I don't know, maybe I want to use it. Glitter. We're back to glitter. Gradient. Wow, that looks funky. Right. Let me try and roll it up a little bit. It's very flexible. That's nice. Wait, I have to do this the other way around. Yeah, just remember, it does look cool. I do agree. I just wish it was a little bit less dim. It's very well diffused, and yeah, it looks great. Also in real life, but like during the day, you wouldn't see anything. Oh, we're still on white. That's the reason. Okay. Yeah, and it has 50 LEDs a meter, but because it's very well diffused, I'd say that's okay. Yeah, I don't know what they have in here, so I don't know if there's any other brands. I just found this recently. Well, that's not nice. Yeah, the diffusion is really good. In real life, it's even better than what you're getting on camera. And it kind of you can kind of treat it like rope. That's interesting. And one of the, I think the best aspect of it is that it's truly 360. This is really 360. Oh, you just bought two. Well, thank you for using my link if you did. That's awesome. Yeah, I like it a lot. It's just really dim. I mean, other than that, they look great. Just remember that if you're going to buy these, they're not going to give you a lot of light. I mean, look at the spill on my desk. It's almost nothing. Let me turn off all the other lights. Or at least, you know, pointing at me. This is, well, there's something. That's not the problem, but it's very little. It's very dim. It looks awesome, though. Is YouTube your main job? Well, let's say YouTube and electronics design. Right? Because if I turn on my normal top light here, well, it's still there. That's okay. I think it's suitable for decoration, yes. If you're using it at night or in the dusk, and there's no high power lights pointed at it, it'll look awesome. No problem. Let me turn my top light down. There. Yeah, and because of the diffusion, even though there's only 50 LEDs a meter, no problem. It looks awesome. And well, here we get the, you know, the 60 FPS. Because it's only 250 LEDs. Maybe if you get the urge and try and remove the end cap, well, maybe I can pull it off. Let me see. Well, it's on there pretty well. Because now I kind of also want to see what's inside. Oh yeah, I've got plenty of LEDs. I don't buy these for myself. I really buy these to test them and show you guys. And you know, do fun projects. Okay, I can flip the cap up like so. Right? Ah, there. Now the sleeving is gone. So it's a silicone tube. It's a silicone tube which has the LEDs inside, but I don't know if they're actually... I think they have two LEDs doing the same thing. Yeah, I think so. And then they have this braid on top of it, which diffuses it even more and makes it look nice. Do you have a master chart? No, but I have drawers with like 5 volt, 12 volt, 4 volt, and analog and addressable and all kinds of crap. Yeah, so I think there's something in there with like dual-sided LEDs. And then this is just a silicone tube. You can just push on it like a garden hose. And then they wrapped it. And now let's see if I can get it back to how it was. Not yet. Let's try and squeeze it back. That's almost there. Yeah, and then the braid kind of locks nicely under the end cap over here, like this. So it doesn't retract too much. It's somewhat held, not greatly, but I think it's enough. Yeah, so this is also fully waterproof. You just have to make sure that this connection over here, well, this is probably also waterproof still. But the JST connector over here, it certainly isn't. So you'll have to see what you can do there. Yeah, this is very nice. I can see myself doing some projects with this stuff too. Although it's dim, it is vibrant. It has nice colors. It's not super vibrant, but it has nice colors. I like it. Oh. There. Nope. It's mesmerizing like that. Everything is waterproof if not hot glue, yeah. You could always solder some other wires to it and then use heat shrink with glue in there. So then you can have longer wires. So yeah, it's pretty cool. This is a 5-meter strip, I believe, yes. Let me check the listing again. Yeah, 5 meters is $50. So this stuff. I don't know if maybe someone else makes it too, or there's a higher power version or something like that, but this is the one I found, so yeah. if you overclock it, well, let's try it. We're now at 5 volts, VSET, 5.1, 5.2, 5.3, 5.4. I don't see a big difference. Let's go 5.5. I won't go any higher. 5.5. Eh. Don't think it got any brighter. There, 5 amps or 5 volts. It's only using 1 amp. So if we disconnect this and we take our Dig2Go here. Is it still on? No. There. Bam! Dig2Go. Now I need to use my phone again. No, I don't want to blow them up. I like these. I might put them in my room. So here we have a simple Dig2Go. To the controls. Let's see. Oh, we need to set the total LEDs. Power limiter's fine. We don't really need a power limiter for these. These are actually the perfect fit for a Dig2Go, because it can't even use more than the Dig2Go can deliver. So that's full power. And then red or white or, you know, what doesn't really matter. Did I enable... yeah, nope. I don't know. Did I enable user? Oh, wait, no, this is running an old version. Okay, never mind. That's pretty nice. Well, it's still dim, of course. A brightness on 50% or in 20% or, you know. But with these, you probably run them at, oh god, at 100% the whole time. But yeah, I mean, it's not going to use more power than it did on the Dig Quad. And that's just not a lot. Which is fine. It's a perfect match for a Dig2Go. And it looks nice. It's very nice. It's just dim, but that's the only thing. The fire effect is fun on these. 1.1 gigawatts. Yeah, effects like this, and in real life it looks a bit more like this. So, well, no, in real life it's a little bit like this, slightly brighter and slightly more vibrant because, you know, it's a camera. But I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. Well, we've been streaming for 2.5 hours now. And, well, we found some pretty interesting types of LED strip. I don't know if you can even call this LED strip. On here it just looks white. But that's also partly because I messed with the ISO earlier. So if I do like this, it's not that blown out. And this is a good because this is a much better camera. This is a good representation of how it really looks. Let's do rainbow with the default color palette. Oh, okay. I guess we're already on rainbow. Rain? I'm controlling the wrong controller. let's go for fireworks. So I'm going to try and show you while I'm holding it. Because this, on this camera, it looks a lot more like it looks in real life. Flow. Glitter. Gradient. Meteor. Let me try and hold up a bit more of it. There. I have to hide my face so it will focus on it. Noise 1. Well, noise is always a bit messy. Pacifica. Yeah, these kinds of effects which are pretty dim by themselves won't show up that great. But Paletti probably will. Yeah, Paletti looks nice. Police. Pride. Yeah, this I like. Railway. Rainbow. Oh, that kind of stuff looks nice. Did I miss the smoke? No smoke today. We just tested a lot of various LED strips. And this is one of the better ones. This is nice. I'm not going to cut it open. I want to use it. Yeah, but if you don't need a lot of light, I think that thing is great. Cool, Savak. Thanks for using the affiliate. That's always appreciated. Yeah, I'll probably make another video, you know, because not everyone watches the live streams, where I'll take a look at the 160, the 240, and then this strip, you know, presenting it to people as options to use. Because I really... Yeah, this is nice. How did you learn the other languages? Which ones? You mean English and German? German I learned from TV. English I also learned from TV. And I've also been to America like, I don't know, 10 times. But I don't know if you learn the language there. But I use a lot of computers, and so everything's in English. So I guess I learned it from there. Live streams are just too long, right? I get that people, you know, will miss this very nice example of a LED rope because they just, you know, couldn't be bothered to watch the whole 10 hours of it. There. It also makes great decoration. You know, I don't need a... there. Oh, no. Okay. Something like that. There we go. The dig to go will just float in the air. That's fine. Oh, does the button work? The button works. Nice. You need to watch more TV. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, this stuff is awesome. Hey, and it's low power enough that if you're running on a battery bank, it'll last for 10 hours. Yeah, live streams are fun. Not that much, especially not about these AOVO. These are pretty soft, and in regards to bending, well, as you can see here, it's starting to kink, so I wouldn't bend it more than that. So something like this would be the maximum radius. Public hangings. I don't know about that, man. This is quickly going the wrong way. Yeah, but I like it. This is nice, and it's constructed well enough. Yeah. Cool. Right. I think that's going to be it. Because, as I said, we've been going for 2 hours and 40 minutes now. We didn't. Actually, this will probably be the last live stream on the Ziggo line. So, on my cable line. Because I now have gigabit fiber. I haven't switched to house over yet. But we had 0 frame drops today. So that's a great send-off, or dropped frames on the network. That's a great send-off to my Ziggo connection, probably. Yeah, but we're going to 20 times as much upload for half the money. So that'll be good. Anyway, thanks for exploring all of these LED packages with me. That's greatly appreciated. And I hope to see you back in a next video or a next live stream. Or in the Discord server, maybe. Okay. See you guys there. Bye-bye. Oh, upcoming secrets? No, these were all secrets. These were all secrets. So, nope. See you later, guys.